Okay, so this is going to be pretty hilarious. Now, Joe Rogan had on Barry Weiss. I don't know what her political positions are at this point. I think that she's just Zionist-centric, where as long, her political ideology, the center of it is just Zionism, period. Pro-Israel, suck Israel's dick, never criticize it. It's Israel is God, never critique Israel, blah, 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 blah. You get the point I'm trying to say here. And then I don't understand where everything else is super weird. Like she's, 1 second sucking off the IDW and propping them up, and then the other one, she's going after Trump. So, a weird figure to say the least. But this was really cringy. She went on the Joe Rogan podcast, and this is just going to be a total disaster. Go ahead and check this clip out.
What do you think happens with him?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know who can beat him. I don't know who can beat him. Who do you think can beat him?
That's a good question. I don't know. Hillary can't. I'm so worried.
Duh.
Yeah, but I'm so worried she's going to run again. She's going to muscle her way to the top.
I don't know who can beat him right now. And I don't know.
Why do you think that?
Right, and the question, right, is
as
like...
things keep going further and further south, what about someone who is a centrist Democrat? Doesn't that make more sense? That someone who's a rational person, who's on the right, who's going to look at this person who's maybe economically conservative but socially liberal and say, this is really where
unless
I'm
they
leaning
run
towards.
Someone on the far left and like on an identity politics platform. That's what scares me.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Well, could it though? Because
I don't think so.
I don't know, because Trump's whole thing was, screw the center. I just need to make my base go apeshit crazy for me.
But they're still apeshit crazy, and no matter what
he does. And I'm worried that the Democrats are going to try and replicate that strategy and be like, we just need to make our base go apeshit crazy, rather than running someone that can win the center.
I see where you're going, but I think that this is maybe my liberal bias, but I think that people on the left wouldn't fall for that the same way people on the right would. I don't think people on the left who saw someone who went apeshit, full woke, far left. I think there's a lot of people in the center who be like, "Well, I'm just gonna vote libertarian, man. I'm gonna vote for Gary Johnson or some shit."
But okay, so who's in right now? So we have Kamala, Kirsten
Tulsi
Gillibrand. Oh, monstrous.
Monstrous?
Ideas.
Well, when she was 22, she had...
No, she's an Assad toady.
What does that mean?
She is
What's a toady?
I think that I used that word correctly. Jamie, can you check what toady means?
Like toeing the line? Is that what it means?
No, I think it's like a... Toadie.
What does that mean?
I think it means what I think it means.
Toady. Definition of toadies. A person who flatters or defers to others for self-serving reasons.
A sycophant.
So she's an Assad sycophant. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's known about her.
Like, what did she say that
we have to look.
Her?
I don't remember the details.
We probably should say that before we say that about her. We should probably read it rather.
Well, I have read it.
No, I mean we should right now.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Just so we know what she said.
Look up
I've had her
Tulsi
on
Gabbard.
Here before,
Look
and
up
I really enjoyed talking to her. I like her a lot.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I like talking to her.
Okay.
I like talking to her. I don't know about...
I think she's like the motherlode of bad ideas.
Whoa.
I'm pretty positive about that, especially on Assad, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong.
Well, my take on her was that I think as a person who's coming from the left, who's also a veteran and is very articulate and sensible and a woman, and in talking to her, we didn't get into Assad or any of those things, but talking to her about what she feels is wrong with the current administration and the way things are running and a direction she thinks things could go in. She had some very promising ideas. I didn't know about this.
But doesn't she also, did she ever apologize for believing in conversion therapy?
I didn't even know she believed in conversion therapy.
Am I crazy?
Is that real?
I'm almost positive this is real. I think her father ran...
Now, I believe she's a New York Times op-ed columnist where she writes her opinions on the New York Times. That could not have been a string of more embarrassing things I've ever seen. So if you don't know, Joe Rogan supports Tulsi Gabbard, at least ostensibly, but she says she's an Assad toady. Okay, I've never heard that word in my life. Now, I may be tripping on that. I may be someone, I don't know, just totally out of whack or whatever. But I've never heard that word toady. I've never heard that. And so she says she's an Assad toady. And Rogan doesn't know what the word fucking means either, because, like, what the hell does toady mean? Toady? What is this, Mario? Anyways, he goes, yo, what is that? What does that mean? Because he doesn't know. He genuinely doesn't know. She's like, I don't. She doesn't even know what the word means. Bruh, this is so awkward. And then, you know, she tells Jamie to look it up. I wonder how Jamie feels by, like, the guest telling him to do stuff. Anyways, let's not digress. So you know, criticizes Tulsi Gabbard, claims that she's an Assad toady, whatever the fuck that meant, which apparently means sycophant, which she didn't even know what it meant. And then Joe Rogan asks, like, yo, what has she said to make you think that she's an Assad toady? And she can't recite anything, not even a single line, not even a single thing, Nothing at all can be cited by Barry Weiss, who is insanely cringy. Her appearance on Bill Maher was a sad joke where she shills for, well, not shilling in that case, just supports Israel, sucks them off, like I said earlier. And then her garbage pieces about intellectual dark web and claiming that Dave, you know, joke Rubin is a liberal. It just a total cringe monster. And if there are plenty of areas to criticize Tulsi Gabbard, which I have. She has a bad record, although some of that I forgive her for because she seems like she's genuinely evolved on those things. But certain things like supporting Hindu nationalist, bigot, Narendra Modi, who's a prime minister of India, who's basically, you know, I mean, there was that riot that had a bunch of people killed, and I guess there's controversy over that. But the point being is, the dude's insane. He's trying to rewrite India's history because he's a Hindu nationalist. He's trying to make Muslims second-class citizens. And she's Hindu. Whoa, wonder what the connection is there. Anyways, so there are a lot of things to critique her for. She says she's a hawk on wars against terrorists. So she's still a hawk. She says she's a dove on wars against dumb wars, which I don't see where you could really draw the line exactly. I mean, what do? You pull out of Iraq, but you stay in Afghanistan. Which ones are you pulling out of? She's also for drone strikes, etc., etc. And she also recently blamed the Democrats, even partially, for the shutdown, which doesn't make any sense. There are plenty of times to go and blame both sides for these kinds of things. This isn't one of them. This one is on Mitch and Trump. The Democrats have voted 9 times. The House has voted 9 times successfully to pass appropriation. Mitch McConnell won't even allow a vote. So that was totally wrong and out of left field. I don't know why she said that. It was kind of ridiculous. But this is not one of them. The Assad thing is not one of them. And she got brutally exposed for being a total moron. The like to dislike ratio on that video is glorious. And I don't think I've ever seen a more embarrassing sequence in my entire life, dude. I mean, have you? She says she's an Assad toady. Joe Rogan goes, hey, what does toady mean? And I don't know. Again, like I said, I didn't know what the fuck that was either. She doesn't even know what the word means. Then the question is, oh, well, what did she say about Assad? What did Tulsi Gabbard say about Assad to make it so that she's an Assad toady, right? That's a pretty valid question in my opinion. And she goes, oh, well, I can't remember anything. Generally speaking, you should be able to cite something. So, like, if I were to say Benjamin Netanyahu is a piece of shit, which is the prime minister of the government that she also loves, you know, I'm going to tell you that the Israeli police have recommended charges multiple times of bribery and corruption, and that the 2014, you know, bombing strikes was 90% civilians according to the UN. So how on God's green earth can you use a word you don't know? It's super suspect too, because, like, who uses the word toady? I've never heard that my entire life. Never. Literally never. You're just setting yourself up for that. Well, at least know the definition of the fucking word. And then you have the gall to go on, talk about how she's an Assad toady, but can't cite a single thing, not even one. Not a single thing. That is utterly embarrassing. I've never seen a more embarrassing sequence in my entire life. And oh boy, is that a massive joke.